good morning, you glorious mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Well, I've been busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday doing household stuff and things and bits and bobs and jobs here, there and everywhere. So I decided to take it as a little sabbatical and a little bit of a rest from it all. And yeah, gives me a bit of time as well while I was doing things. I've been sorting some stuff out in the studio so we can get some videos done in there, give me a tidy up and a freshen up and clean out after the winter and such like. So we'll hopefully be doing some more videos from there instead of in here, although these will probably carry on because as always it's the time of the day where I get a little bit of time to myself. So let's have a little bit of a recap, shall we? So we've got everybody going, oh, the Supreme Court have judged against Keir Starmer, and it's going to make you know, he's been told that he's going out of order and all this sort of stuff, and oh, you know, it could lead to a vote of no confidence, and it's just shows that even the Supreme Court are fed up with Keir Starmer. And what will exactly happen? Sweet fuck all. That's what'll happen. Because even if they do have a vote of no confidence and they do get rid of Keir Starmer, the two front runners who I would say, one would be Angela Rayner and the other one, who is without doubt even more mentally unstable than Keir Starmer, is Wes Streeting. They're the two lunatics you get. And do you think anything would change then? Exactly. You see, as much as we hate this government and as much as we cling on to every opportunity it gets to get rid of Keir Starmer, you can get rid of Keir Starmer, but you're not getting rid of the Labour Party. You're just going to get another psychotic lunatic carrying on just like Keir Starmer started. It's not going to change anything. As much as it's nice to see him saying, oh, you know, you've gone a bit too far, he doesn't care. And nothing will happen. And as much as you'd like to be, I'd like to have this air of, yes, we're going to get him. I've also, over the last 3 days, whilst just doing other things, building and painting and things, so your mind has a tendency to just drift. I've realised that it doesn't matter, because we're just going to get the same. And I'd love to give people some glimmer of hope, because we can all bloody do with it. I know that for a fact. But nothing is going to change for the next 4 years. Now, I know Starmer's been told that, you know, he's going to change his plans for the crippling attack on PIP that he was going to do. It'll be watered down, it'll still be crippling, and he'll still do it a little bit later on. You see, this is what we've got to accept. As much as we want it, as much as we're desperate for it, nothing is going to change unless there's a mass movement of people to change it. And even then, knowing and looking and understanding Keir Starmer like I do, that won't make him change his mind either. As the saying goes, dictators and despots don't give up their positions easily. They usually have to be ripped out of there with violence, unfortunately. And then we can go back on to reform. Now, I think we all have to come to, I mean, I keep seeing people saying, well, I know there's a problem, but it's the best chance we got to change things. And what I'm trying to tell you is that if you listen, which is doubtful, but the simple truth of the matter is, you're not going to change anything. There is no point wishing to vote for change when the thing and the party that's allegedly offering change doesn't actually want to change anything. Voting out of desperation is the worst thing you can do. It's not going to solve anything. It really isn't. It's not going to make things better. It's going to give you the illusion of choice. I've discussed this. We have the Homeland Party and we have UKIP, which are the only other two real parties. And I like both of them, don't get me wrong. I think they're both good, but neither of them really are in a position to challenge. And they will never be in that position to challenge. Now, some people are saying, oh, well, if everybody just jumped behind and got on board with UKIP, nothing would change. Because the reason that UKIP exists and the reason Homeland exists and are allowed to continue as they are is because the government sees them as doesn't see them as a threat. The second a threat emerges that is credible, they'll close it down. Bloody talk about black pilling. I mean, I wish I could offer hope, but I'm just sort of, I sit and I think and I look and I pay attention to things. And it all looks very, well, doomed. We have reform, which I've always had my issues with, and you can always check. I mean, way back, the amount of insults I got and this, that, and the other, because I said that Nigel Farage and reform, be careful because they're not what you think you're getting. You got Labour, who are, well, yeah. And then you got Conservatives who voted Kemi Badenoch in. See, somebody who wasn't born here and lived in Nigeria, and that's a good idea. I don't know the thought process of that. But then again, could she be replaced by Robert Jenrick, pro-Remainer, Boris Johnson's mate? You're beginning to join the dots up. Now, the only solution that I could see to this is one that many others have sort of touted, which is the creation of a new party with Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib and all the best thinkers and the best and all together to mount an attack. The government and the elites won't allow that to happen. It's like I was trying to, when I've been talking to a few people, who are into UKIP supporters. And I did, even in the last video, I did warn, down the rabbit hole, that if UKIP suddenly start becoming a viable option, it'll change. The weird change. Because we have to understand, no matter how much we want a popular people's party, without the huge backing of people going out on the streets, etc., that party won't be allowed to exist. Look, in Germany, the AfD, yeah? They get to a position where they could be, and they're just ignored because it's not allowed. Look at Romania, where they've had a guy win the election, and they were all shocked, so they just deemed it illegal and stopped him from running. You see, because the World Economic Forum, the people who actually run this planet, won't allow it to happen. There are some still, we got the Polish guys and who's doing really, really well, but he won't last. And we got Trump, but that's it. We have to understand, if we want to make a change, the only way we can make a change is to actually protest. And I don't mean a small protest. I don't mean 1 million people in London, because it's okay if you can get to London. But I mean mass walkouts and things like that. Got to be careful. Because obviously I've got to be careful because that could be inciting. And I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, if you genuinely want real change, then we have to do it from the bottom up. We as the people have to show that we're not happy. Now, if you go back to history, like 1970s, the reason the government toppled then was because people kept going on strike. and the people got fed up, and in the end the government couldn't survive. But now we don't have that. We have people who will sit in their lounges and go, "Oh, it's wrong." Won't go on Twitter and say it, won't come on YouTube and say it, won't speak out against it, only in the safety of their lounges, only in the safety of where they're sure their conversation isn't going to get monitored, they're not going to get reported, etc., etc. It's just, I'm trying to look for hope. And the only hope that's there is the one that they're giving us. They're giving us the illusion of a real choice, when in reality, we have a party who said mass deportations, not anymore, who were for fighting against Islam, not anymore, because the establishment inserted Mohammed Yusuf to make sure that stopped. I genuinely don't know the solution. Well, I've got some ideas which I'm going to do in another video. But what I'm saying is, as much as I'm trying to be positive, as much as I'd like to seize upon the things that other people are seizing upon, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference. We are in a situation where for the next 4 years, we're doomed. Where for the next 4 years, we are stuck where we are, whether we like it or not. And only a groundswell from the grassroots, us lot upwards, will anything change. And sadly, I don't see that happening either. Any case, 2 videos popping up at the end of this one. One will be the last one I uploaded, the other one will be the one that the gods of YouTube with their mighty algorithm selected just for you, the chosen one as it's known as. If you agree with what I'm saying or are interested in watching some more, just hit the subscribe button. You can like, you can share, and you can let me know in an adult conversation down in the comment section down below what you think about this whole messed up situation that we're in, and what you think your solutions would be, and how you think you could solve the problem or the issues. It'd be interesting to see. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.